Hello, I'm Laurie Barraco. I am a professional medium psychic and the owner of the Mystical Moon. The Mystical Moon is a metaphysical center in Fort Myers, Florida, and I carry some wonderful products, some crystals and sage and incense and oracle cards. I have at least 90 decks of different oracle cards in the center. That's not even including the tarot cards. But with the oracle cards, many people are very much drawn to them. It's just they do not know where to begin or how to work with them. So I'm going to share a little bit of information about them. Oracle cards are created through the interpretation of the author, the artist. They have a theme. This deck here is the Archangel Oracle deck by Doreen Virtue. Doreen Virtue has a lot of decks of cards, and they all have a different theme. Some are animals, some are angels, some are saints, some are ascended masters, and they have a theme. Usually her decks have 44 cards. There are also cards with goddesses, crystals, a little bit of everything. The oracle cards are very simple to use compared to the tarot. With the tarot, you have to know a little bit more about the suits, the numerology with them, the symbolism that goes along with the traditional understanding of the tarot. The oracle cards, again, are the interpretation of the creator, which are different than the tarot, which we could say that each tarot deck also was created with some of the artwork, with the interpretation of that author or that creator as well. So how do I use oracle cards? Or which one is the right one for me? What I encourage people to do is to allow their intuition, allow the energy of the cards to kind of pull them in or draw them in. That's a great way of selecting them. Sometimes I do I feel very much attracted to the pictures of the cards. If I'm ordering online, I see, okay, this one's kind of pulling me in. That's the one for me this week. I personally do have maybe 30 to 40 decks of my own. So I believe you can never have enough decks of cards. So one way to select would be, if you're shopping online, see what picture or draws you in, or if you're attracted to that author or that teacher. That's one way of doing that. If you're shopping in a store, hopefully they do have the demos. And what I encourage people to do is to ask a question regarding a certain area of their life and select a card and see what the guidance is. If the guidance and the verbiage of the cards resonate, then you've got a winner. Okay, and that's just one simple way of another simple way of selecting your cards. So let's say you've already selected your cards and you're ready to work with them when you go home. The next step I would suggest you do is, after you've opened them up, open the plastic, I would then sage them. So I have a little bit of sage here, and I sage my cards, any of my divination tools, after each usage. Here I do readings all day long at the center, so I might sage them in between readings, or only in the beginning of the day. I always sage them in the beginning of the day, and then I might wait till the end and then give them a really good cleansing then. So I have my sage burning. What I then do is take the cards and I hold them over the smoke and allow them to be cleansed. You can do one at a time. You can fan them all over, allowing the smoke to ceremoniously cleanse and clear them. Do you have to sage them? No, you don't have to. Some people knock on them. That helps clear them. Some people shuffle. Like Mary Alice here at the center, she shuffles the cards and that moves the energy around. Some people are very private with their tools, so it's up to you to decide whether it's okay for others to touch your cards or not. That's a personal preference of your own. I know that there are a lot of rules and regulations with divination tools and teachings and understandings. I'm going to encourage you to go with what resonates and feels best for you. Okay, so after you've cleansed them and cleared them, one simple thing to do with your cards might be in the morning to say, okay, what is my guidance for today? What is the message? What is it that these archangels want me to know? And then I might shuffle them and then I might pull one from the top. And this one says breathe, so this would make perfect sense. It says breathe. It's Archangel Raphael. Take several deep breaths and exhale slowly to awaken your energy and release old patterns, which that's perfect right now where we've got a new moon going on, so this is a great time to release old patterns. So this would make perfect sense for me. So this card, Archangel Raphael, is reminding me today to take time to breathe, to let go what no longer serves me. Perfect message. So I might put it on my altar, I might write in my journal. Then what I might do at the end of the day is select another card. What's the message for me before I go to sleep? So this card says, you know what to do. It's Archangel Uriel. Trust your inner knowledge and act upon it without delay. So it's telling me to be proactive. So then I would resonate with that and write it down. What can happen sometimes with people, and people tell me this all the time, it happens to me too, you might keep selecting the same card over and over and over. It's a repetitive message from Spirit. Trust it, okay? So if you keep getting the same card, maybe go about changing your routine, do something differently. It also could mean it's an affirmation or a confirmation for you that you're doing things exactly as you should. All right, another way of working with the cards could be to ask about obstacles. Sometimes we have obstacles and we keep hitting roadblocks and we don't know what to do about them. You can ask your cards, your archangels, okay, I have an obstacle going on and I'm not quite sure exactly what it is. I have a feeling of what it might be, so I would like some information or guidance from the angels. So then I would select a card. And then this one's saying spiritual understanding. It says, it's Archangel Raziel. I am bringing you esoteric information and symbols and helping you understand spiritual truths. So this might mean that symbolism is going to help me, guidance in that way, understanding symbols, maybe some of my dreams, maybe I'm not paying attention. It's like they're telling me, we're giving you the information, but you're not aware of it. Okay, you can ask yes or no questions with your cards as well. The way you would do that is say, I'm asking, would it be good for me to, I don't know, to move at this time? So then I would select 3 cards. And these are all right side up, so these are all going to be yes. So if I have 2 or 3 right side up, that's my yes. If I have 2 or 3 reverse, that's a no. So it kind of makes a little bit of sense there. I would encourage you to journal the messages. If you are resonating with one of the angels or one of the influences with your cards, bring them in with meditation and ask them to validate information and or your path. Another suggestion I have, when working with any type of divination tool or system, I usually say a prayer, calling in the energy. I call upon my higher self and my guides to assist me with this reading today. May all of the information be, may I trust my intuition, may it all be for the highest and best good of all. And then just allow it to go. Oracle cards can bring you as much insight as any other divination tool, so that's kind of a really cool thing too. I use them sometimes after a healing to validate the healing for someone and pass that on for them too, and they can read the card afterwards. They're a really nice complement to any healing, to any reading. I also have guests with my meditation classes, like my crystal bowl meditation, to grab a card, and that's at the energy you're working with within that session. When I'm done with my oracle cards, I gather them neatly. I might put them back in their box or in a baggie, and I put them in a safe place because I'm trusting them and I'm respecting them. I'm being loving with my cards. I don't just toss them here or there and do whatever. One last thing that people do ask all the time is if they have all these, they have many different decks, can you mix them up? Absolutely. You can mix your decks together. It does not change or affect the reading. What's really cool sometimes is if you're using, say, 3 different decks, the same type of message might come through 3 different, if you pull 3 cards, 3 different, from 3 different decks, the same message, basically. So that's also a really neat validation for you. Of course, when we work with any type of divination tool, we want to make sure that we are in a cleansed, clear space, no alcohol, no recreational drugs, and I would only try to read or tap into psychic information when I'm in a protected, safe environment. So this might mean in my room, at the center, out in nature, where I feel comfortable and I feel connected with spirit. After you've worked with your reading, your messages, thank the guidance, thank spirit, and then you can open up the space. Well, that's it for today. I hope I was able to share a little bit of information that's new and that some of you can use for your own divination tools. Thank you for tuning in. I'm Laurie Barraco. Namaste. Oh, I'm hearing to leave you all with one last message, and this one would be from the Ascended Master deck. There we go. The message for everyone. So today, it's kind of similar. Let go. This is from the Ascended Master deck. This is Kuan Yin, and she's saying, let go. How funny is that? And you all saw me pull it. So as I had release, breathe and release, Kuan Yin says, let go. So for everyone, let go of what no longer serves, give it up to Spirit, and let Spirit do what it needs to do. Again, thank you. This is Laurie Barraco. Namaste.